Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your November monthly reading. I've already laid out your horoscope spread, and I'm going to get started by reading the bottom of the deck. This is a new deck called the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. The Four of Cups on the bottom is indicating, Scorpio, your disappointment in something, your dissatisfaction with something that you've been working on, something you've been putting together. It's often a relationship because of the nature of the emotion, so you feel as though you've been building a strong relational foundation for yourself. You're building either a new relationship or just the foundation of a space for a relationship, and you're feeling frustrated, disappointed with what is being offered to you, perhaps not recognizing that something that you're taking for granted that is right at hand is what you need for the sense of completion that you're looking for. And a lot of times this can be a sense of a relationship with yourself. Having recognized and understood the progress that you've made in building your emotional resilience, you are the key to that and have now established a successful, potentially, relationship with your higher self. It's beautiful energy to surround the reading. Put these aside. The first house is the King of Cups, and the King of Cups, Scorpio, is showing you to be emotionally mature. You have the ability to distance yourself from your emotions, to observe, to witness your feelings, the landscape of your experiences, and to mine them for the lessons and what you have gained, the strength and resilience you've gained from these experiences. You are also able, as a result of that skill, to share what you have, share your feelings and your experiences in a way that allows you to pluck the lessons from them and share those with others, so that others are magnetized to you for your ability to offer compassion and empathy for those that are struggling. It's a beautiful card, but you've gained a lot out of a difficult period. The second house is your possessions, your body, your values even, and the Ten of Pentacles shows you either having gained an material abundance, or certainly valuing the security and safety of material wealth. I keep saying emotional. I think I'm saying emotional because this is a value, and a value brings a sense, there are emotions attached to a material abundance for you. This material abundance is not just for you as an individual. This is something you aspire to for your entire community, be that your family, a larger community, or perhaps an organization or society. The third house is how you communicate, how you're processing your experiences right now. And the Nymph of Swords is similar to the Page of Swords in other decks. This shows you opening up to this ability to observe and witness your thoughts. This is the way that you are communicating at this time. You are beginning to understand that it is your thoughts and your patterns of thoughts that create your reality. And as you're understanding that, you're unpacking your reality and your material experience so that you can better understand the thoughts that have led you in that direction. By understanding the thoughts that have led you in the direction that you now reside, you are able then to change your thoughts, to have, to construct or structure your thoughts differently. The fourth house is the house of your home, your past, your unconscious. The Eight of Pentacles shows you doing a lot of hard work, a lot of focused and dedicated work, dedicated particularly to a level of quality here that is critical to the overall value and usefulness of what it is that you're building. This almost looks like building a home, a material home, but it can be building or creating any kind of a project. It also shows you attempting to master a skill. There's a lot of abundance here. I'm seeing the Nine of Pentacles repeated here. So Scorpio, I would venture to say you're in a pretty safe and secure material position at this time. The Justice card, the Justice card is the fifth house. The fifth house is where you create, how you play, how you produce your creations. This is also children and generations. The Justice card is your willingness, your courageousness, your resilience to rectify a situation that was in a way that you felt unjustly served in the past. This very much can be a relationship, a love relationship. This can also be a relationship with friends or with peers, or in a creative area where you feel that you did not receive recognition or you did not give recognition where it was due. So the Justice card here shows you rectifying that situation, either a more equal distribution of rewards or recognition, or more fairness in the process of competition or creation for those that are involved in this. So I see you in a kind of adjudicating role where you're actually perhaps looking over the applicants of a scholarship, or being a juror in terms of a residency or some particular boon, material resource that you are in a position to contribute to balance out, to redistribute more fairly. The sixth house is where we take care of ourselves and structure our lives so that we can be productive and work with others more efficiently. The Spirit of Wands is like the King of Wands. So this is a second king here. The King of Wands, the Spirit of Wands in this very female-centric deck, is a new ground, a new foundation, refinement of your spiritual values. You are refining the terms on which you are creative, on which you are inspired, and from which you are motivated. So you are motivated in your responsibilities to self and to others, leading yourself to greater efficiency, more drive, more determination is coming from the joy and passion of your creative efforts, of your goals. So those are driving you as you begin to extricate the non-material rewards and intangibles of material success. And here in the seventh house, I see you partnering with someone who is equally as independent as you are. Someone who has is self-reliant, is sufficient, is able to create security, stability, and protection for themselves. Someone who is abundant within their on an individual basis. This is you as well, partnering with someone equally as independent as you are. And the value of that is that there is a coming together based on desire and not need. And this is important to you because you're able to generate your own material stability, and that eliminates that as a source of competition or tension or stress in your relationships. The eighth house is where you share resources with others. And this looks to me, Scorpio, this is your natural house. You're really pulling back in a way. You're trying to understand the experiences of possibly disappointment that you've had in the past in your relationships. You're looking at those experiences, you're attempting to understand them, and again, you are applying your ability to witness events, your thoughts and your patterns of thoughts that contributed to perhaps disappointments in such a way that you're able to understand the progress that you've made, so that you in many ways are establishing a tremendous foundation of truth on which your relationships can grow. The ninth house is the house of our philosophical and spiritual values, where we can create and expand out into the big world. The Witch card in this deck is the same as the Magician. It's number 1. This card indicates that indeed the path to success right now is within your hands. You know what you want. Whatever it is, you know exactly how to manifest that. And I get a strong sense that you're interested in traveling. You're interested in learning something new. You may be interested as a teacher of something, of learning anew, gathering new information and collaborating in the learning process with your students. This also has you as a leader, an artistic director, leading a group of like-minded artists through your efforts to gain and push forward a new set of values or spiritual goals that are now of interest to you. This is an area where you're opening up to. Maybe this may be even building a curriculum, building a school, building a church, establishing something, or publishing something that has a far reach. The 10th house is where others see you, your community vision, how you're viewed by others. The 7 of Swords indicates your desire to move away from the herd. In this context, you have experienced a lot of disappointments in your relationships with others. You may be at a standstill in some career track or effort you're making. And through your own ability to assess and observe what's going on in your career, in your work, in the organization, you are understanding that you are not in alignment with the organizational values, for instance. That you now are desiring to move away from the groupthink that this organization represents for you. And you're reclaiming the parts of yourself that are looking to find expression at this time. The 9 of Pentacles in your 11th house is a repeat of the 7th house. These are both relationship cards, this with others, this with many others, this with possibly one person or one entity, this with large groups of people. So I'm sensing again, here we are. You're teaching something to others. You're sharing the resources that have benefited you individually with large groups of people. You're building a prosperity consciousness You're building an identity as prosperous so that the material trappings of the world are no longer an obstacle to satisfaction, to safety, to protection, to nurturance. So you're taking your ability to create abundance on behalf of others to a global level. The 12th house is the end of this lesson, the end of this situation, where you are leading to. And in this deck, the Two of Cups is most unusual. The Two of Cups, as we know, is a deep connection, a deep soul connection. And I'm getting the sense that this is a relationship that is distant, one that has not had a life except in the spiritual realm for quite some time. This is a relationship that exists and someone with whom you're communicating constantly. Someone who is developing themselves as you are developing yourself. However, the relationship, which may not have existed for years, you may not have been in contact for quite some time, still exist and strongly exist as a reservoir of these growth experiences that you're having at this time, Scorpio. So it is as though you and your connection, your partner of connection, the person that you're thinking of, are preparing yourselves for the union together. I'm going to pull a Language of Flowers oracle, Scorpio, for this reading. And this will finish up the reading for November. Okay, and I have a white carnation, devotion, the true and pure in thought and deed. I'm going to leave it here for you, Scorpio. Again, I'm Regina from Pacific Tarot. I hope you found value in this video. Please like. If you're so inclined, I would appreciate that. And until next week, I hope to see you again. Namaste.